What's going on, guys? My name is BasedOnImpulse and welcome back to the channel. Today the TWAB literally just came out and I'm going to sit here and we're going to try something new for reading through the TWABs. I'm just going to go through it, live commentary, read it all out. You guys get my live reactions, everything. We're going to read the whole thing. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This week at Bungie, we talk story and Sandbox. Before we kick this TWAB off, I have to ask, have you watched the new story trailer for Beyond Light? Yes, I have. If you guys have not watched this, make sure to check it out. It actually is some pretty nice information to look at. Also, sorry if I stutter or drop a bunch of ums and ahs. This is not the usual kind of video I do. Usually everything is always scripted, so sorry in advance for that. But moving on. Aramis is on the warpath. Varix warns of catastrophe. The extra stranger has been waiting for you. A few extra details can be found on the Beyond Light story page on Bungie's website. So, Europa soon. Make sure to check out that story stuff if you haven't yet. The story stuff looks like it's going to be really exciting, and I really can't wait. So, 110 meet 120. Ooh, interesting. 2 weeks ago, we began a conversation about Sandbox tuning for Beyond Light. Armor modifications are getting some hefty changes from reloads to raids. If you missed it, check out the October 8th TWAB. If you guys did miss that, just some quick recaps. We're getting some new slots on exotic armor, raid armor, and also just regular legendary armor that you acquire Season 12 and onward. And any weapon mods that are tied to an elemental affinity, so like your sniper rifle loader, and your auto rifle targeting, those will no longer have an element tied to them, and you can put them on any armor. So let's see what we've got here in the patch notes. The dev team says, hello, today we'll be covering some changes to a few specific weapons and weapon families. For those of you who don't have much knowledge of our sandbox, each weapon has a specific frame that is also tied to its associated rate of fire. We've included both of these for a bit of clarity, as many players default to rate of fire when talking about various weapons. As an example, aggressive hand cannons currently have a rate of fire of 110 rounds per minute. Hand cannon changes. Alright, this is going to be juicy. We're making changes to give hand cannon subfamilies more diversity and more reasons to use each. Aggressives are moving up from 110 to 120. Broke out aggressive hand cannons, allowing custom tuning of stats. Damage fall off for 100 range in this subfamily now starts at 32 meters. Awesome change. That is going to help 110, or that's, well, 120s now. It's going to help bring them up a little bit. They boosted up the range a little bit too, so we'll have to do some testing with this and see how it plays out once Beyond Light drops. The adaptive and precision range stat now has more impact on minimum damage fall off range for both weapon archetypes. Damage fall off for 100 range now starts at 25 meters, was 20 meters. Great. That range stuff needed to get brought back a little bit. I wasn't expecting to fully revert the nerf, but this is definitely going to help a little bit. Precision hand cannons, 180 rate of fire magazines scaled up by 37%. That is going to be awesome. Also affects exotics with this rate of fire, so that's also going to affect what 180 do we have? I know Malfeasance is one of the 180s. That might be the only exotic 180, so that's going to get a little bit of a facelift, so that is actually good. 180 hand cannons did need a lot more rounds in their magazine. Lightweight have been folded into adaptive. Moved all lightweight hand cannons 150 to the adaptive subfamily 140. Okay. That is not what I was expecting. I was expecting them to move all 140s up to 150s. So doing that is actually going to slow down time to kill a little bit for hand cannons. Interesting. This includes Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. One exotic hand cannon will retain 150 rounds, or 150 rate of fire. Sunshot, I'm not really surprised by that. I think Sunshot staying as a 150 does kind of make sense because it's kind of meant to be spammy and for ad clearing. So I think that's all fine. These are great hand cannon changes, though. I'm a big fan of all these changes. These changes right here to 180s are great. They definitely needed that. They do, I mean, they have the same amount of mag capacity as like a 150, which didn't make any sense since they need more shots to kill. So this is a great change. I like that this range changes here. I like that we're merging 150s and 140s. I was expecting them to get merged to all to 150s, but they did all to 140s, which I'm actually okay with. So let's keep moving on. At this time, lightweight 150 hand cannons represent the majority of hand cannon usage in the Crucible. Duh. While we experimented with many different ways to even out lightweights and adaptives, lightweight hand cannons consistently pertain to faster time to kill. As such, we opted to equalize their rate of fire. We selected 140 as it is fairly balanced in the Crucible sandbox, gives other weapon archetypes more time to breathe between shots, avoids an overabundance of hand cannons with faster TTK than other weapons, and pairs nicely with upcoming changes to 600 autos. Yeah! Let's go! Alright, but first we got snipers. We want snipers to feel powerful, and without being so easy to use, they dominate. Adjusted how aim assist is affected by sniper rifle zoom level. Lower zoom scopes has less aim assist, higher zoom scopes have more. Scopes with around 50 zoom are unchanged. Low zoom scopes have a large reduction in aim assist cone angle. High zoom scopes have a small increase. Okay, I think that's actually a pretty good change. That's gonna level the playing field on our snipers a little bit. It's gonna make those it's gonna make like the 140s like Supremacy or Icarus a little bit harder to use. So if you're able to get good with those, it's gonna be more rewarding. I think that's actually a pretty good change. I don't mind that one too much. Season of the Worthy, adaptive archetypes, we're giving a buff. We're pulling that back a little to keep in check with other auto rifle archetypes. Damage per bullet reduced from 15.75 to 14.25. Prior to Season of Worthy, the damage per bullet was 13.75. Okay, so we got a 1.5 damage increase. Now we're getting, what is that, a 0.75 decrease. I think that's pretty fair. Actually, that math might be wrong, but we're getting a small decrease to damage. I think that will level them out a little bit. We'll have to see exactly how that plays out, but I think that's probably going to put autos in a pretty good spot to be good, but not to be the top choice like Gnawing Hunger is right now. Scout rifles have a reasonable time to kill and can't be adjusted too much without making them dominate the battlefield, so we're making them a little easier to use. Increased how much each point of the aim assist stat widens the aim assist cone. At maximum, the aim assist cone is now 15% wider. I was expecting a little bit more out of scout rifles than just aim assist. I mean, they did say there's not much they can do without making them just the best option overall, so I guess that's going to help them a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Rocket launchers, these heavy weapons have very low reserves, so we're adjusting that. We expect to take another look at rocket launchers in a future season. Increase reserves by 1 or 2 rockets depending on inventory stat. Let's go. Oh, rockets are saved. Let's go. I'm so excited, man. Rockets have been so bad for so long. They haven't been good since cluster bombs, and even then they were only good in certain encounters. Phenomenal change. I'm so happy that this is finally happening. Okay, we got some general change. Perks. Outlaw, the reload speed increase felt insufficient with certain subfamilies and combination of rolls. Increase reload stat bonus from 50 to 70. Okay. I actually do like that because Outlaw is the reload perk that takes the most effort to proc because you have to actually hit a precision kill. So I think buffing that up a little bit is definitely a little bit warranted to put it kind of, to make it equal to the other perks that it has and also reward you for the little bit extra difficulty you have to do. Merciless is getting a slight reserve ammo buff. Alright, didn't know that was an issue. Ooh, Mountaintop. We've had a ton of feedback that Mountaintop feels a bit over the top in Crucible. This specific pinnacle weapon has ample time to shine, so we're taking it down a notch. Specific pain points: quick one-shot body shot with infinite range, quick and easy cleanup of wounded guardians even around corners, deals high splash damage, perfect in-air accuracy. Alright, let's see what they did. Reduced splash damage by 33%, increased impact damage such that total damage is 5% lower than before. Fair enough. Reduced projectile velocity multiplier from the micro missile perk from 1.4 to 1.2. Okay, so it'll shoot a little bit slower now. And reduce the in-air accuracy, now has significant projectile error while in the air, around 7 degrees without Icarus grip, substantially less width. Okay, so that actually will help Mountaintop out a little bit, the in-air accuracy more than anything, because, you know, right now the big choice is to go with Mountaintop and then toss a quick access sling on it and then use like a Gnawing Hunger or a Summoner or a Recluse or something like that. And then you just shoot somebody with a Mountaintop, and if they don't die and they take some damage, you can really quickly swap over because of that quick access mod and spray them down. So that actually is going to be a good change because it's going to force people to want to use Icarus Grip. I mean, Mountaintop is getting sunset anyway, but this is going to help out in the quick play modes where it's still going to probably be running rampant. So that actually is a pretty good change. I'm a fan of that. I think all these Mountaintop changes are good. I don't think they're murdering it, but they definitely are putting it in line a little bit. Oh god, they're touching my baby. They're touching the spin to win. Oh no. Reduced heavy attack damage by about 24% to bring in line with other swords. Falling Guillotine will continue to be slightly above average, just not to the extent that it is now. I was expecting this. I figured they were going to do something to it. It doesn't sound like they've completely murdered it. It sounds like they've just brought it down a little bit to just make it a slightly better choice than all the other swords that we have right now, which I guess is reasonable. It is above and beyond the best sword right now in the game, absolutely no question. So it did need to be brought in a little bit, and I think that this is going to be a good change for that. We got some changes to Mida Multi-Tool and Mida Mini-Tool. Moved the Mida Synergy to the intrinsic. Added the following. Oh, Mida gets kill clip now. Interesting. That'll be fun. I'm going to be interested to try that out once Beyond Light drops. That actually might end up being a solid choice. Sturm and Drang, move the Together Forever perk to the intrinsic. Cool, figured. Added the following perks. Accurized rounds, moving target. Ooh, moving target. Okay. Ruinous Effigy. Transmutation spheres reduce the damage of the aerial melee attack by 25%. Okay, that's fine. Significantly reduce the damage of the drain effect on enemy combatants. That did need to get toned down, so it's good that that did get brought in a little bit. It was a little crazy that you could just stand there and hold right click and kill everything in like literally 2 ticks. So that's a good change. Arbalist no longer strikes shields multiple times, but its efficacy against shielded targets has been increased. Okay, so basically you're not going to be able to hit more than one at a time, but it'll be better against everything you break a shield on. That's fine. Jade Rabbit, they swapped armor piercing to high caliber. Okay, that is going to be interesting. They are doing some good stuff to the exotic scouts. I'm definitely going to be interested to try out Mida because of kill clip, and then I don't really know how this will affect Jade Rabbit. It might make it all right in Crucible. We'll have to see. Ooh, moving on to adept weapons. Alrighty, let's see what we got. I'm gonna try to just kind of skip through the commentary because I know that this isn't really what we care about. We really care about the patch notes. So this is what we got. Here's how adept weapons differ from the base weapons. Masterworking an adept weapon grants additional stats. Plus 10 for the primary stat as usual. Plus 3 for all alternate stats. Okay, so that's kind of like how armor works. Nice. That's okay. Okay, that'll be interesting. Adept weapons can use either a standard weapon mod or a new adept weapon mod earned when going flawless. A unique adept shader has been made for these weapons. Okay, I really all this shader looks like it does is swap the black out for some orange. Honestly, I probably wouldn't run it. I'd probably still prefer to run just the regular gun, but you know, moving on. Adept weapon mods come in 2 varieties. Weapon stat boosts, each of which grants plus 10 to a particular stat and assimilate masterwork stats. Adept rank. Okay, that's interesting. Versions of some existing mods granting an improved bonus, but with a downside. Base version of the mod explained below. Adept mag plus 40 magazine, minus 20 handling. Backup mag is plus 30 magazine. Okay, interesting. Now tell me how we get them. Each week a different adept mod can drop from the flawless chest. Adept mods will be on a weekly rotation, so a given mod may not make its appearance until later in the season. The mod is unlocked for use on owned adept weapons when acquired. Sorry, I can't read. Adept weapons will be available from the flawless chest on a bi-weekly basis, alternating with armor drops. Okay, that's interesting. The first adept weapon acquired on a given week is a pinnacle drop. Adept weapons will be on a set rotation, so players may continue to earn alternate rolls on specific adept weapons when completing flawless passages throughout a given week. Okay, that is going to be interesting that they're not available every week. That will make them more coveted, but I don't know how the community is going to feel about them not being available at all times. I feel like the general consensus is going to be that we're going to want this changed so that it'll be there's always an armor drop, and then you also have a chance at an adept weapon drop. I feel like that's going to be the general consensus, but as someone who doesn't really play Trials and doesn't really care about Trials, I'm just going to leave this to the Trials people. Let me know what you guys think about this. I personally don't really have an opinion because I honestly really couldn't give less of a crap about Trials. And that's the end of Sandbox previews. So we'll just quickly run through the rest of the stuff down here at the bottom. This is the new Prime pack that is available. So if you guys have Prime Gaming, also known as Twitch Prime, and you have it linked with your Bungie account, you can get all of these rewards from just claiming it on Twitch and then going to Amanda Holiday in the tower. This Sparrow is exclusive to this Prime Access pack. So if you really want this Sparrow, this is the only way you're going to be able to get it. So make sure you grab this pack now. This 801 Lone Wolf ship is my personal favorite ship. So if you don't have it, I recommend grabbing it, but yeah, this one looks sick. Cool looking ghost shell and the flare gun emote as well. We got something here, Cypher Search. Destiny Player Support is keeping an eye out for scary bugs as we approach final days of the event. While no major issues have been found, we do have a few reminders on items to complete and note on the interference loot triumph. Knockers encounter for the this means players have missed a previous interference encounter will be on. Okay, yeah. So if you did not get all 3 loops of the interference triumph done, which was the crystal encounter, and I can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head. If you didn't get those done, unfortunately, now you're out of the running for Forerunner. You can't get it. Kind of sucks if you were taking a break and missed those, but yeah. So if you missed that, you are no longer going to be able to get Forerunner, unfortunately. Titles. certain seals and their associated titles will no longer be available to earn, while players need to be sure to unlock and equip the following titles before this date to guarantee that the completions are recorded on their accounts: Shadow, Reckoner, Blacksmith, Wayfarer, Chronicler, Forerunner. Wait, we need to unlock and equip them? I can't equip all of these. I have all of these except 2 of them, and I only have 3 characters. So, interesting. Do I have to pick which one I care about less? Ooh. I'm going to need a little bit more clarification on this. I imagine somebody will one of the community managers will clear this up on Reddit or on Twitter or something, because this is a little bit concerning. Known issues. We have the movie of the week down here. And it looks like that is really all we've got. Let's see what we've got down here at the bottom. Before we go, we've seen a lot of questions in the wild on how bounties, currencies, and progression systems will be updated in Beyond Light. We're currently working to get the info together and make sure everything is factual. This isn't a prepper's guide to the galaxy, just a heads up on how these systems are changing. Our current plan is to cover those topics next week. Next week, bounties, currencies, and progression systems. Make sure to check out my video next week, because we are going to be talking about that. The most frequent question we're seeing right now concerns bounties and whether they'll be cleared at the start of the season. Most of your bounties will stay intact, but any bounties tied to specific seasonal activities or content entering the DCV will be removed. Figured that was going to happen. Examples would include Black Armory, Gambit Prime, or Festival of Lost. Yep, pretty much figured that was going to happen. If you guys did miss my Beyond Light prep video, I did go over everything you want to do for bounties in that video, so I will put a card on the screen right now if you do want to check that out. Additionally, any bounties that grant progression towards Infamy Valor may negatively impact your powerful rewards. Already knew that. Our recommendation is to go ahead and claim your bounties just to make sure you don't miss out on any XP or Glimmer. More to come next week. See you then. So, that's everything we've got from the TWAB this week. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments section down below. Question of the day is basically just, what do you think of all this? Do you like the changes? Do you hate them? Personally, I think all around these changes look really good. They are toning down some things that we know and love, like Falling Guillotine and 150 hand cannons, but in all honesty, they do need to be brought in. So in my opinion, awesome changes all around. Big fan of everything that we're seeing here. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do like this style of video, let me know in the comments, and I'll keep doing these every day for the TWAB, or every week rather. It allows me to get the videos out a little bit quicker. I can get them out really fast this way. So if you do like this style, let me know and I'll keep doing them so that you guys can get the news ASAP. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Remember to check out my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord links down in the description, and enter the Beyond Light Deluxe Edition giveaway, which will also be linked down there. Check out all those links so you can get involved with me in the community and get a chance to win that digital deluxe edition once we hit 2,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.